But yeah, I saw this last week's episode and a few episodes now of this row of Bachelorette shows where it's just been like, these women are just getting so butthurt about simple stuff like, hey, so there was one episode where this guy, the other guys in the house got on him because he simply said that if he made it to fantasy suites, which is basically the code word for the time when there's like 3 or 4 contestants left and the people on the shows are now given the okay to hook up, all right? So all this guy said to the other guys in the house was, if I made it to the final 4 and I was the first one up and we had fantasy suites whereby we ended up hooking up and then she hooked up with somebody else after me, then that would turn me off. That's literally all he said. And you know, the rat guys in the show, they went to the women and said, oh my God, he said this thing about, he's already thinking about fantasy suites and blah, 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 blah. So they confronted him. And he said, I'm a guy that thinks about things all the way to the end. So as part of the process of The Bachelorette, I could conceivably make it to the end. What would that entail? That would entail going through fantasy suites. And I basically said, yeah, if I found out after we hooked up that you hooked up with somebody else, then I'd feel some kind of way about that. And they kicked him off the show. Now, let's rewind back to these 2 chicks season where they were with this guy Clayton and they got mad at Clayton. Why? Because he ended up sleeping with all 3 of the remaining bachelorettes. I think that all 3 are the last 2, but anyway, the 2 that are on the show this season, he slept with both of them, and then they found out about it and got really mad at him because, oh, how could you sleep with her and sleep with me also? But then fast forward to this show, and this guy says, yeah, if that were to happen, I'd be mad, and now they want to kick him off the show because they disagree with him. They're saying, oh, that's so controlling. How dare you not allow us to what? To sleep with multiple men? Like you're mad that a guy's saying, I want to be your one and only person you sleep with? And whether they agree with him or not, the point is, that's not a bad position to be at for dating. So the fact that they were, again, just goes to show you that some women out there are just like, if a guy disagrees with me at all, I'm going to fight him on it. I'm going to tell him he's wrong. I'm going to kick him out of my life. I'm going to make sure he feels demonized for it. And again, I stress, those are not the kind of women you want to get with, okay?